Moving right along on a Kansas Sports Chatter here as we dive into our next segment, and that is KSHSAA Info. And to help us out with this segment, we bring in the Kansas State Activities Association Director, the Executive Director, Bill Faflick, KSHSAA Director. I appreciate you joining the show, Bill.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity. Look forward to our chat.
Well, I think anytime, especially when you have that season of activities and sports right on the horizon, that brings excitement. There's going to be obviously changes with a number of things that you guys do already at KSHSAA, but especially more excitement when you're bringing in something new. Talk about esports. This is a pretty big development for KSHSAA.
We're very excited to have another activity to support teaching and learning for Kansas kids. It's esports, and it will be our inaugural season. Our board of directors approved that this past year. Jeremy Holliday, as our administrator, will lead that charge. Both Jeremy and myself have attended some state championship tournaments. I was down in Oklahoma. He was over in Arkansas, and we've been studying this for a number of years. And I believe we're going to have a great first year for Kansas kids.
So you mentioned studying it for a number of years. What was that final decision that made you guys want to pull the trigger and say, okay, yeah, we're ready for esports?
Well, we got to that level of participation that is requisite. We have to have 24 schools. We felt like we were close to that, but we didn't have the platform, and we really needed to study which platform, which partner we would use. And we found out that through working with our member schools and looking at the options that were out there, that our best partner would be Play Versus. They are in a number of our schools already. Most importantly, they also merged with another partner that makes the transition very seamless for both Northeast and South Central Kansas, both of which have large pockets of schools participating.
When you look at esports and you're starting to talk about, obviously, there's probably developments of maybe other things that are in the talks. Any other sports, I guess, that KSHSAA is looking into?
Well, we're an association of member schools, so our member schools tell us what they would like to see and what they'd like to have for competition. The two other activities that seem to be most currently discussed are girls flag football. A number of schools participating in girls flag, a big push from the Kansas City Chiefs, from the National Football League, from Nike. So certainly we'd love to see girls flag football if that's what our membership wants. And on the boys' side, boys volleyball has picked up some interest, especially in Northeast Kansas.
So you mentioned having to have a number of schools before you pull that trigger. What other studies do you do just to make sure like these sports will make sense for Kansas?
Well, we make sense that it's what our kids want. So we survey member schools. We talk to our student advisory team. We talk to our school leaders. We go through a series of meetings across the state in October. We pose that question of whether or not they would like to have a certain rule, a certain protocol, in this case, a specific activity added. That was supported. Then based upon that input, we wrote the rule that would identify the season of sport, the number of competitions, and the parameters under which this championship would operate. Now, one of the foundational concepts for the Activities Association is that we provide a template, a fair foundation or fair playing rule, so that all schools competing for that championship at the end of the year will have similar regular season experiences.
Well, I think when you guys released the information earlier this summer about the new host sites for the state basketball tournaments, that was big news. I think everyone thought that was a really big hit for the way football operated this past year with multiple championships in one site. That's a big step, I think, for a lot of folks for basketball.
Absolutely. Our membership has asked us to put championships together, very similar to what we do with state track. What takes place in a number of our activities cross country, where we have multiple classes competing at the same venue on the same day for championships in that activity. Wrestling's had to go away from that just simply because of the enormous growth of girls wrestling. But we've always been working on basketball. Basketball is the most challenging one to do because there are 14 championship tournaments that are conducted at the exact same time in that exact same week. So being able to conduct 7 boys tournaments and 7 girls tournaments all within a 4-day window was a challenge. But our administrative team, led by Kyle Doporalski as the basketball administrator, put a very good plan together. We're looking forward to quarterfinals being played on Tuesday or Wednesday on a geographically proximate basis. The home team will be closest to home whenever possible in a neutral site, a college site most often, or a community site. And then we'll have our traditional championship semifinals and finals with 2 classes at one venue.
Bill, appreciate the insight. I know you guys are busy over there at KSHSAA, and we'll let you get back at it.
Well, thanks so much. Look forward to visiting with you. Thank you for supporting high school sports. We've got great kids in Kansas schools. I love the fact that you're telling the story.
That's Bill Faflick, the Kansas State High School Activity Association Executive Director. Make sure you stay abreast of everything going on with Kansas Sports Chatter by subscribing on YouTube.